Yeah, I can't stop. Absolutely crushing it. Shout out to the One Piece fans. Thanks for accepting me with open arms into your community.
Obviously, he's ever watched One Piece. I think self-admitted he hasn't. But what's the whole game plan here? To create a market for graded manga that he now owns.
I don't disagree with everything that he does, but anything that's like money involved, these are things he does, I disagree with it. They're all like really like, just in my opinion, kind of like venture.
Things have gotten pretty wild around Logan Paul lately, and the internet is still buzzing over all of it. It all really took off when IShowSpeed went on Twitter and flat out called Logan one of the biggest scammers in the creator world. That one post set off a chain reaction almost immediately, with people jumping in from every direction to weigh in on the drama. The back and forth has not slowed down since, and every few hours something new gets added to the pile. It all started when Logan Paul began showing off some seriously expensive manga collectibles on social media. We are talking about incredibly rare manga chapters valued in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, each one professionally graded by PSA, which is the same kind of move he made back during the big Pokemon card wave. But a large portion of the internet is simply not buying the idea that this comes from a genuine love of manga or anime. A lot of people watching feel this whole thing looks far more like a business decision than a personal hobby.
Spent a lot of money on that no one knows about until this moment is manga. Japanese comics, the birthplace of some of the biggest IP and the biggest franchises in the world. And I'm an anime fan, a casual anime fan. I know people go crazy, but I love my One Piece, I love my Demon Slayer, my One Punch Man, and Dragon Ball, obviously, and maybe some of you saw on my Instagram. I actually have the most expensive manga.
The pattern people keep pointing to goes something like this. He tracks down the rarest pieces he can find, shows them off to his millions of followers, and almost right away, the value of those items starts going up. That is exactly why so many people believe this is just history repeating itself. Find rare collectibles, generate a ton of buzz, get everyone talking about it, and then let the prices do the rest of the work. To his critics, this does not look like someone who genuinely enjoys collecting. It looks more like someone playing a very calculated long game with investments. When the whole thing first started gaining traction, Logan posted a tweet that read, "Proud owner of the greatest manga in the world in my opinion. One Piece, Chapter 1, 9. Second highest grade in existence. Population of 3. The first canon appearance of Monkey D. Luffy." That post immediately got the anime community talking because One Piece is one of the most beloved manga series ever made, with more than 600 million copies sold around the world.
9.2, highest grade in the world, Pop 1. And I actually don't have it. It's in the vault right now, but just to give you guys an idea of like the type of money these things are going for, me and Jeremy Padour went $550,000 for this book. This one is also equally special. A One Piece graded 9.0, second highest in the entire world. It took Superman 90 years to sell 600 million copies. One Piece did it, like this series, this manga, in just 30 years. But someone on my team does love One Piece. I'm gonna show it to him. I'm not gonna gift it to him, but I do want him to see, you know, the first chapter of One Piece, like literally where the entire franchise started, maybe kickstart his manga journey.
I want to show you something I think you're going to like. Chapter 1 of One Piece, the first canon appearance of Monkey D. Luffy.
Wait, this is the first manga?
Yes.
Volume 1?
Yes, Volume 1. Second highest graded in the world, 9.0. One Piece, we all know it, we all love it. I know you love it. It started here. This is Volume 1, so they would take it from the magazine and then make the first ever, like, actually dedicated One Piece book.
Oh.
It's probably $300,000 to $400,000 book.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
As a One Piece fan, this is great. This show actually saved my life.
What do you mean One Piece saved your life?
It saved my life.
What do you mean by that?
You remember back in quarantine?
Yeah.
I was depressed before like watching it.
No
But then when I
way.
started watching it, it started to get like motivation.
But Logan did not stop there. Things got even more intense when he revealed he had also picked up Dragon Ball Chapter 1 with a 9.2 grade, which is reportedly the highest known grade in the world with only one copy at that level. He reportedly paid somewhere around $550,000 for it. That chapter is a huge deal because it features the very first appearance of Son Goku and Bulma, two characters who played a major role in shaping anime culture as we know it today. Seeing something that historically significant sitting inside Logan Paul's collection got a lot of people looking at the whole situation with even more suspicion. And honestly, the purchases themselves were not even the part that bothered people the most. A lot of fans took issue with the way Logan was talking about manga on social media. Some people started pointing out that his posts sounded oddly stiff and factual, almost like someone had quickly looked up anime information and typed it out without really knowing the culture behind it. That particular criticism spread fast because now people were openly asking whether Logan actually cares about anime or whether he is simply entering a space because it looks profitable and comes with a ready-built audience. Then IShowSpeed stepped directly into the middle of it all and tweeted, "You don't even know stuff about One Piece." That post spread across the internet almost immediately and racked up hundreds of thousands of likes because a huge chunk of the fanbase felt like Speed was saying out loud exactly what they had been thinking.
Entire plane ride to read One Piece manga. But I gotta say, dude, I'm starting to doubt that the One Piece even exists. There, I said it. Is the One Piece even real? Where the f is that thing, dude? Maybe it's here, my brother's 5,500 acre ranch. Nah, bro, it's for real. The One Piece love and outpouring of support has been so real. And so I just decided to keep doubling down, bro. I bought 2 more copies raw, Weekly Shonen Jump, One Piece Chapter 1. I got a One Piece script, like for the anime show where Luffy gets his first wanted poster. And Volume 1, One Piece, 9.6, graded 9.6, second highest in the world. It's my cousin Alex. Yeah, I can't stop. Absolutely crushing it. Shout out to the One Piece fans. Thanks for accepting me with open arms into...
It was clear that people felt Speed had spoken for the community. But rather than stepping back or addressing the criticism directly, Logan kept pushing forward like none of it was getting to him. He kept posting videos, tweets, and photos that positioned him as someone deeply connected to anime culture, even as critics continued saying he was only in it for the attention. For a lot of anime fans, the core problem is not really about the money itself. It is the feeling behind it. The moment the conversation shifts entirely to price tags and investment potential, people stop seeing real love for the content and start seeing cold strategy instead. Communities that are built around nostalgia, characters, and deep emotional connections to stories do not tend to welcome someone who turns all of that into luxury showcase content overnight.
He's ever watched One Piece. I think self-admitted he hasn't. But what's the whole game plan here? To create a market for graded manga that he now owns, you know, probably 2 of the most premier like IP rarity mangas of. So like the same exact playbook that he did with Pokemon.
I've been overly critical of Logan Paul, but I think it's reasonable. Like, I interact with him, whatever. Like, I don't disagree with everything that he does, but anything that's like money involved, these are that he does, I disagree with it. They're all like really like, just in my opinion, kind of like ventures where people lose stuff and he gets, and it's not like some exchange or like, oh, here's like some cool merch. Like, it's just like something that he's like, it's taking from.
To a lot of those fans, the whole thing starts to feel less like collecting and more like controlling a market. Buy the rarest thing available, put it in front of millions of people, create a wave of attention, and then wait to cash out once the value peaks. That is exactly why people keep drawing comparisons between this manga situation and the criticism Logan faced during the Pokemon card period years ago. This is also a big part of why so many anime fans say they have far more respect for IShowSpeed when these situations come up. With Speed, the connection to the material feels genuine and easy rather than something he is working to prove. Fans point out that he has been openly vocal about his love for One Piece for years, well before rare manga chapters became a trending topic or a status symbol. Back when Speed's YouTube channel was still in its early growth phase, he already had a Monkey D. Luffy profile picture, and he still uses it today. Fans notice things like that because consistency carries a lot of weight inside these communities. To them, it signals that someone has been there for the long haul instead of showing up only after the headlines started appearing. People also give Speed credit for bringing new audiences into anime through his streams, reactions, and the clips that went everywhere online.
See some people saying things like, oh, he's LARPing. You're a LARPer. Yo, it's just eat some devil fruit shit, bro. I had to sail the Grand Line real quick. Yeah. Turns out my outfit was back at the beginning of the Grand Line. Yeah. Hey, Monkey D.
Many fans say they first got into anime because of Speed's content, and that makes his enthusiasm feel like it comes from a real place rather than from a business opportunity. Meanwhile, people kept calling Logan out for fumbling basic anime facts during interviews and on stream. Some fans even noticed him mispronouncing Monkey D, Luffy's name, and once those moments started getting clipped and shared, the criticism only got louder. But somehow, things managed to get even more chaotic after that. Instead of trying to settle things down, Logan leaned even harder into posting things that seemed almost designed to provoke anime fans and keep the argument alive. At one point, he even dressed up in a full Monkey D. Luffy costume and posted, "After reading this, I'm not convinced the One Piece is real." The fandom absolutely erupted within seconds. Fans tore into the tweet, and accused Logan of deliberately stirring up drama just to keep his name in people's conversations. The backlash got so big that Community Notes had to step in and publicly correct him. The note clarified that what Logan was holding was a weekly Shonen Jump magazine, issue number 34, and it was opened randomly somewhere in the middle of the publication where advertisements and unrelated pages were printed. One Piece Chapter 1 actually appears near the front of the issue, right after the table of contents. That detail sent manga fans into a frenzy because it made the whole post look like something that was set up for a photo, rather than a genuine moment from someone who actually knows the material. People immediately started saying it was proof that Logan was performing the role of a manga collector without doing the homework that goes along with it. Even with all the noise it created, plenty of people said they saw straight through the whole thing from the start. A large group of fans is now convinced that this entire situation is being engineered to keep rare manga collectibles in the spotlight long enough for prices to climb higher. The theory going around is pretty straightforward. Build outrage, take over the social media conversation, pull millions of eyes toward ultra-rare items, and then quietly exit once the value has gone up significantly. That accusation has become one of the loudest recurring themes in every discussion about Logan right now. Critics are also noting that the emotional side of all this seems to be completely missing. What stands out most to people is the sheer amount of money being thrown around. Beyond that, many fans feel there has been very little real appreciation shown for the storytelling, the history, or the meaning attached to these legendary series. And anime communities are deeply passionate, so intense reactions were always going to follow. One Piece fans in particular have a strong emotional bond with the story and everything it represents. So when someone walks into that space leading entirely with dollar amounts and price tags, people start questioning every move being made. The conversation has now grown beyond just manga. People are starting to talk about Logan's broader pattern of behavior online. The argument being made by critics is that he regularly enters popular spaces, stirs up controversy, takes over the attention cycle, and then walks away with more exposure and followers than before. Some fans are even drawing parallels to creators who intentionally lean into conflict because they understand that strong reactions keep people watching and talking. Whether someone supports him or despises him, they keep talking about him. And on today's internet, that kind of ongoing attention has serious value. That is why many people believe this entire wave of criticism is not actually hurting Logan at all. Some are going as far as saying the backlash might have been something he was counting on from day one. The bigger conversation now is about what is real and what is calculated. In communities like the One Piece fandom, people care about emotional connections, personal memories, years of following a story, and genuine respect for the series and its culture. Rare collectibles absolutely matter to collectors, but passion and authenticity matter far more to the longtime fans. So, when someone shows up appearing more interested in attention, money, and showing off expensive purchases online, it creates real friction within the community. And because social media moves at such a fast pace today, every post, every purchase, and every little reaction gets seen by millions of people almost instantly. Small moments snowball into major debates overnight. Fans are now examining every caption, every interview clip, and every detail they can find, trying to work out what feels honest and what feels like another move in a longer game. People are paying closer attention than they ever have. Some believe Logan is simply having fun with the chaos and enjoying the reaction it creates. Others are convinced there is a real financial strategy quietly running in the background behind all of it. Either way, one thing is clear. The conversation is only getting louder, and anime fans are absolutely not going to go quiet about it anytime soon. And people are catching every little slip-up along the way, too. The moment Logan says something that does not line up with actual manga knowledge, social media is all over it within minutes. That is a big reason so many people are finding it hard to fully accept his anime fan identity right now. And look, plenty of everyday fans collect manga too. Some people have entire walls covered in volumes that they have spent years building up. But according to many people online, the issue is not collecting itself. The issue is the growing feeling that these communities are being treated as markets to move through rather than genuine spaces people have poured real love and years of their lives into. At the end of the day, people see this whole situation very differently. Some think the internet has blown everything way out of proportion. Others believe fans have every right to question the motives behind the big purchases, the carefully timed tweets, and the constant need to stay in the middle of the conversation. So now the real question is yours to answer. What do you honestly think about all of this? Is the backlash actually fair, or is the internet reading too much into everything? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and pass it along to your friends so they can be part of the conversation too.